got me stranded like a branch in the wind. Tell me what you long for. Oh, I want what you want.
The girls of WildChild have been sailing from the Bahamas to Luperon in the Dominican Republic. We're on our third day and entering our third night. It's June 10th of 2019.
So just because we can take a beating doesn't mean we want to take a beating, and we are taking a beating again. Because when you sail upwind, it's really called sailing poundy poundy smashy smashy. So, I mean, let's have a look at things. We are only 29 miles from Luperon, and we are almost aimed at Luperon, and we are doing 15 over 3.5 because the 2 and 3 meter waves are basically pounding us to a stop. To the helm.
And as is the way with the thorny path, in the late afternoon the winds start picking up from the east, and we have to reef the Jenny again.
We're 20 miles from Luperon, and the mountains of
As we get within 15 miles of land of the island of Hispaniola, the mountain begins affecting the winds that we're sailing in. The mountains are pushing up the clouds and causing storms, and conditions out here start to get rough.
We're seeing steady winds of 25, 20, 23 now, 22. We got a tight wind angle. We had to tack and bear off. Nope. Fall off 10. We're in 3 meter waves, 25 plus knots of wind, 26. It's pretty sporty out here. 20 miles from Luperon, and we're not going to make it tonight before dark. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is Luperon right here. We are 20.2 miles from Luperon. And it's dead upwind, and it's against 25, 26 knots of wind. So WildChild's still running full main, but almost no Jenny. Can you actually pull the starboard side Jenny sheet just to get the sheet off the deck?
Again, I'm trying to sail with one hand and film with the other hand for you guys.
It's sporty out there. We're seeing like 2 and 3 meter waves. And it's nasty. I'm taking another couple washes into the cockpit. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh boy. For those of you on your couch, sailing is not fun. Sailing is a brutal, hard, stressful, uncomfortable. Get your arm out from the wheel. Oh, there goes a big one, yeah. Sailing is not fun. So if you're thinking of selling everything you own in your cushy life to buy a sailboat because sailing is so romantic and great, don't do it. Sailing sucks. Or I'll trade you places. You buy my boat, give me your house. Those are, I know you can't see it on the camera, but those are 3 meter waves.
You can see now it's all white caps out there. I know the camera never shows the waves, but you have to understand the scale here. That's 30 feet of boat you see in front of you. So those waves are about 1/3 the length of the boat that you see on the camera. Those really are 10-foot waves. Right now they're still confused and far apart and not organized because the winds have just started to push. But soon, Mother will organize the waves and they will only get steeper and closer together.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah.
This kind of thing might be fun for you for an afternoon,
really
but
good
when
for
you
the
live like
long-waterproof
this
camera,
day after
too.
day, week after week, you don't feel like it's so fun anymore.
That's fine. We were running out of speed and we were starting to stall. Well, that's not very good for the non-waterproof camera now, is it? So I try to show you guys, I know waves don't show really well on camera, but these are 3+ meter waves. Like, these are 10-foot waves. As the storm passes, we felt the air suddenly get cold, which is a bad sign, and then the wind started clocking around, which is good. It means we're moving to the backside of the storm. In the meantime, we got a fair bit of white water out here in 10-foot waves. We're definitely washing the spinnakers, the nose, the whole front half of the boat. And as you saw, that one splash even hit me back in the cockpit with the camera. It's weird that waves never show on camera though. This is it. This is what sporty looks like. Well, it's Monday, June 10th. This is our third day at sea and about to be our third night at sea. It's 7:22 in the evening. I don't know if you can see the other video footage, but we just got pummeled by a storm. We're only like 14 miles from Luperon, but as you can see, the sun is setting. We've run out of time.
The storm forced me to tack out to sea, so we didn't make it before sunset. It looks like we're faced with another night at sea, despite being so close to our destination.
So, although it looks really sexy that I'm sailing in my underwear again, I'm soaked from head to toe. I had to go climb on the deck. The sun is setting. The ocean's fine. We're 14 over 6. Feeling quite a bit. Let's see if I can bring that 10 degrees to windward. And we're going to be faced with either a third night at sea or entering an unfamiliar port. What this? Not good choices.
I don't want to arrive in an unfamiliar port in the dark, so I elect to slow WildChild down. We're just going to hover around out here offshore, pass the night away, and enter the channel at sunrise.
I'm dying. Like, I'm seizuring. This is bad. I don't feel good. It's the third night. It's killing me. WildChild's under control. We're still 14 miles from Luperon. But I have us sailing inefficiently, like 14 over 2, kind of back towards Turks and Caicos. When I called Elena to come relieve me at the helm because I can't keep my eyes open, I'm not going to make it. So we're going to turn. When she gets up here, we'll tack towards Luperon and just try to go as slow as we can. I don't know. Maybe we're going to be forced to enter in the dark, but right now I can't function. And there's no way I can do anything like this. So if I can get her to hold the helm for, 3 or 4 hours, nice and slow in the right direction, by then maybe I've rested enough I can function, and we may end up either entering in the dark or just tacking out again, like tacking back and forth sort of in place inefficiently. I don't know. I hurt. I don't feel good. I'm not enjoying this. Neither one of us is. This sucks. This sucks. Of course, Elena never films anything on her shift, but we just sail like this all night long, and around 5 o'clock in the morning, we begin our approach to the Luperon channel. Okay, well, good morning, sailing fans. It's like 5:30 in the morning. It's our third night at sea. As you can see from the earlier footage, the sun is just barely rising now. We're 3 miles outside of Luperon. We've been hove to for the last 2 hours, just sort of hovering in place. But, you know, hovering in 4 knots of wind with 2 knots of current against it. So hove to was a little bit of a sideways proposition, not really a nose-on proposition. Elena took the first watch. I took the first, she took the second, I took the third. We're now on course and heading in. We have a glimmer of sunrise over the horizon and we're 3 miles out. So you can see from the instruments we're starting to go now. I didn't want to make a run-in the dark, and lucky for us, the ocean was calm tonight. So we were able to heave to and just waste the last couple of hours. We actually arrived at Luperon around 3 a.m. But there was no way I was going to enter a strange harbor or channel in the dark by instruments alone, and the ocean was calm enough we could just hang out here. Now we're headed in. I gotta wake Elena up now because I'm gonna need her help soon. We are so freaking tired, oh my god. Anybody that says, oh, the first night's the hard night, the second night's easy, and the third night's easy, they're lying to you. They're all hard. With 2 people on the boat, they're all hard nights. Maybe you get used to living in a sleep-deprived, painful state, but it's not easy by any means. Essentially, we haven't left the cockpit in 3 days and 3 nights. We only leave the cockpit to go to the washroom or go downstairs and get food. We sleep out here. We literally live in the cockpit, and we're tired now. We've had enough. Let's go get some rest. Let's go find safe anchorage, deal with customs, not have to pay bribes. We didn't see any pirates. That's fabulous. Mind you, we stayed no less than 30 miles off the Haiti coast. We didn't go anywhere near Haiti. Well, there's our first glimpse of the Dominican Republic and Luperon. We're going in there somewheres. You can see kind of lights in the distance. It's first thing in the morning, like sun's just barely rising. It's 5:48 a.m. Let's go find Luperon over there somewheres. Apparently the best hurricane hole in the whole Caribbean, because it's in the mountain there. It's protected by the mountains. Jenny's put away, main halyard off the winch, and we're going to drop the main as we motor in the rest of the way. Welcome to the Dominican Republic, I think. Let's go find the channel. So we motor our way in, and I'm pleasantly surprised to find that it's actually pretty well marked. So WildChild's making her way in. It's going to get to 8'9" in here, and we're at low tide. We're carefully watching our depths and praying we don't hit bottom. We do have channel marks out there, little ones, that we're following. You can see a little bit of red one there. And way in the distance you see a white with a green top. Well, where the chart plotter says I should have 11, I have 14, and I'm at low tide. So where it says I should have 8, hopefully we have a little more. I don't know if they dredge their channel here or not. You know, I mean, all things considered, the chart is inaccurate, but they have actually marked it very well. When you get used to the Bahamas, that all channel marks are missing, and they used to be sticks that are broken off under the water, and they're never there. Coming back to a place with actual channel marks, like properly defining a channel, it's kind of nice.
And this is our first glimpse of the mythical place called Luperon. I would say, all things considered, there's a lot of wrecks in here. Welcome to Luperon. I don't know. Well, I'd say first impressions is Luperon's a shithole. Bunch of abandoned boats. Whole area looks very poor. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a good place. It seems like where boats come to die. We're tired.